The 18th century was the time in which Germany as an economy was rural, and only a few countries traded in this country. But as soon as 19th century arrived, the coin of its fate flipped and it became the largest growing economy of Europe. It is an ideal country to make your prospect achievements as a target and can contribute to provide a boost to the working of the people. The targets this country has accomplished and the milestones achieved are also recognized as world records in terms of growth, development, increase in standard of living, maximum utilization of available resources, offering tough competitions to its peer countries, creating a successful business, and welcoming the foreign trade. The statistics which are later described have proved that the country has great potential, and this is just a beginning as the vision of the people contributing in the achievement is wide and is getting wider enough by utilizing the opportunity that comes their way. The media has always applauded the economy and working of the country, and its history too speaks a loud statement about the reality and roots of its present status on global charts. Establishment of German economy. The participation of the nation in World War I and World War II was the strongest and greatest step taken by the country as it gained very much as far as the economic prospects considered. 99% of the German companies belong to Mittelstand, which are medium-sized enterprises. And the world's largest publicly listed company, which include BMW, Volkswagen, Allianz, Siemens, Bayer, BASF, RWE, Munich Re, E.ON, which together have 53 headquarters in the country. It is the top location for international trade fairs. Leipzig, Cologne, Frankfurt, Hanover, Düsseldorf are some German cities that are always the hub for international trade fairs. The railway came and the country started trading with its establishment, and between 1845 to 1870, there were 5,000 more miles of rails which were built, a huge achievement, and later building their own locomotives was also a very great step towards development. The introduction of free trade and a rail system across the country were intensified economic development, which had created new ways for the marketing of local products and had also contributed to creating a pool of middle managers, architects, demand for engineers, and skilled labor. With such successful steps, no country can look back, and that was the major targets that the country had accomplished and proved that they had chosen the correct path. It is the way a resident can get a better standard of living. Without hard work, no success is possible. They are the most hard-working race with the most successful initiatives and the steps that were unidle to make the growth speed at its maximum level. The best contributor to the growth was Deutschmark, which was introduced in 1871, and the new monetary coinage was backed by the gold. But it could not become successful, and later silver coins were introduced. The rise of economy. The economy considers itself as the bridge between industry-specific product and the latest university insights, and also by the research and development work carried out by the country within their domestic laboratories. It is rich in timber, salt, copper, nickel, uranium, potash, and natural gases. The energy of the country is sourced from 50% fossil fuel and rest by nuclear power, gas, wind, biomass, hydro, and solar. It is the largest producer of wind turbines, and renewables now produce 27% of the total electricity consumed by the country. The balance between the available resources and the imported goods is the greatest contribution in the rise of the economy, and these results are evident above the consistency of the rise that will be seen by the country at the global level. The growth of the country was evident And the best part is technology has a long record to have these developments recorded in the various forms. A major contributor to the rise was the service sector, and this has been the leader among all the factors that contributed to the growth of the country's economy. The special aspects of it. West Germany became the miracle economy in the 1950s and 1960s, which was triggered by a newly modernized economy under the guidance of a strict Chancellor Konrad Adenauer, along with his ministry and panel of ministers, which included the economics minister as Ludwig Erhard and was aided by Marshall Plan. The country is the founding member of the European Union and Eurozone. In 2016, it created and achieved the milestone of the highest trade surplus worldwide, which was worth $310 billion, and it became the biggest capital exporter on the global stage. It is the fastest growing economy in Europe, with a manufacturing sector which is the greatest contributor and is less likely to be affected by the financial downtime felt by the world at the same point in time. In 2017, the country was recognized as International Monetary Fund, and it is considered as the greatest achievement for the country and reflects its great growth, which is evident on the world levels. Many developing countries look up to Germany in terms of growth opportunity and to learn how to bridge the gap between developing and developed country. It has been a long way covered by the country and its people. Their hard work is speaking a very loud voice, and the same is really appreciable, as this has proved that the country is contributing by providing an export opportunity to other nations by importing various items that are majorly produced by developing countries. Present status. Currently, it is the largest economy with $3.65 trillion as its approximate GDP, and for contributing this wide amount, the country is regarded as the individual economy to contribute the most to the European group countries on the global platform. It is ranked as fourth on the worldwide level as the fourth economy among the others. The GDP per capita of the country in 2017 was $44,184, with a growth accounted for 1.8%, and its per capita was ranked as fourth. The division of the GDP sector has a majority of services, which account 69.1%, followed by industry sector, which is half of the service sector as 30.20%, and agriculture as 0.70%. The labor force of the country was estimated at 44.2 million. The net salary per month is calculated as $2,269 to $2,590 per month. The main industries are iron, coal, machinery, steel, cement, automobiles, electronics, shipbuilding, beverages, textiles, vehicles, machine tools, chemicals, etc. The exports accounted for $1.33 trillion, and the goods that have achieved this target are motor vehicles, chemicals, rubber and plastic products, textiles, foodstuffs, transport equipment, etc. The imports include $1.05 trillion, and goods that are imported are pharmaceuticals, electric equipment, data processing equipment, oil and gas, etc. Overall, the economy is the greatest and the fastest growing. It is a hub of research and development. It proves that the dominance of service sector can provide a great achievement to the country's economy as a whole, can also boost up the speed of development. The countries all over are emphasizing on skill development by considering the results shown by Germany and the high standard of living seen among the Germans. The best part is the lowest level of poverty, and it has been reducing with time. The world is struggling with financial crisis, But this country is not bothered. That's the main reason that companies selling deals over a call have their list of Germans at the top to target them and gain a lead. But this is just an example. There have been many programs that are initiated by the people all over the world to guide the youth about the correct path and how their country can achieve the status that Germany is holding presently. Media houses have their eyes on this country, and especially the business media is considered. The world has the growth graph, and they have the new records to break, and this would be great to see if Germany itself will break its own target or a competitor will lead them. The glorious victories achieved in the wars are also one of its kind, and that reflects the potential of the Germans since the 19th century. They have great growth plans for 21st century and are working towards the same with the research and development work that would create a new world in coming 10 years, as technology is growing at a very high speed and the people around the world have connected over a single network, that is internet. And the same is the source for preaching everyone all around about the different ways to become a successful person and to contribute to their country's economy. The unemployment rate is negligible, which is one of its own kind, and the countries which are struggling with the same can learn the facts to curb the rate of unemployment.